स्वागत छ तपाईँलाई ClassX Presentation को प्रस्तुति ClassX Broadway मा सन्चै हुनुहुन्छ?
I'm good. I'm fine.
के कुरामा व्यस्त हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँ आजभोलि?
Life, it's the music and everything. It's keeping me busy lately.
Let's talk about your musical journey. कसरी सुरु गर्नुभएको तपाईँ?
I started when I was young, 17, 18, but I quit because of other commitments. Then I picked it up again 6 years ago.
Okay.
So I've only been doing this for 5-6 years properly.
के कुरामा चाहिँ ब्रेक भएको तपाईँको?
I was helping out the family, my family and stuff. त्यति बेला it's hard to make music.
अनि अहिले कस्तो गइरहेको छ तपाईँको म्युजिकल जर्नी चाहिँ?
It's hectic. It's very hectic, but it's going very good. Very, very good.
यति वर्ष भइसक्यो तपाईँले म्युजिक गरिरहनु भएको छ. के कुराले तपाईँलाई चाहिँ अझै मोटिभेट गरिरहेको छ यो फिल्डमा लागिरहनुको लागि?
I get up in the day, I plan out my whole day and I go, what's the big thing I'm going to do today? What's the next step? What's the next step? So, I mean, it's just inside me. It's constantly burning. It's hard to put out. That's all I can say.
So Abhishek चाहिँ तपाईँलाई कस्तो खालको म्युजिकहरू चाहिँ मनपर्छ?
All kind of music.
Just like
If name any music. Rap, yes. Hip hop, yes. House music, yes. Electronic music, yes. Rock, yes. Blues, yes. Acoustic, yes. Bluegrass, country, rock and roll, Eastern, Western, classical, operatic, orchestra, everything.
तपाईँले स्प्लिट एक्सको बारेमा कुरा गर्नुभयो नि?
Yeah.
तपाईँको एउटा ब्यान्ड रहेको छ. So what kind of musical band is that?
Well, you know, people like to call us blues, rock and roll and stuff, but man, I mean, all three of us met because three bands broke up together at the same time. Okay? So me and Nikesh, who's the drummer, were playing in a different band. Me and Gaurav, who's the bassist, were playing in a different band. All three bands dissolved in a month's period, and we were like, what do we do now? So me and Nikesh were together. Gaurav, who's the bassist, is actually one of the best blues guitarists. At least 2-3 years back, he was well known even in Tamil as well. But he wanted to make the switch to the bass as well, and we said, please, let's just do something. And you just know, when you play with somebody for the first time, I can't explain this to you. Maybe my good friend KTM Soldier can explain this to you. But once you play with somebody, you know in the first practice, that first jam session, that there's something there. A musician, artist always knows there's something there. Always.
So it's good actually, you take it, Goodbye.
Yeah.
So what kind of song is that?
That's a slide blues song that was written back in 2000, not so long back, 2014, because it's a slide blues song, and I was always fascinated with the slide, and it was a song that we always wanted to make a video of.
So Abhishek, who are some of your favorite composers, musicians, or bands from the past or present?
I have always loved Jeff Buckley's writing, who was a very, very amazing artist. Jeff Buckley. I've been, as I said, a big fan of the blues, and one of the guys that I actually really loved in his playing and everything is Freddie King.
Okay, yeah.
A big fan of Freddie King.
Why do you love him?
It was his singing and his guitar playing at the same time. Goes without saying, B.B. King is also one of my absolute favorites. But if you come here, I think for me, one of the best songwriter and vocalists of Nepal, if not the best, is Shirish Dudley from Albatross. I think they've made a body of music that will stand the test of time, and I'm a very, very big fan of that band, and I'm blessed to know them personally as well. So that's great.
If you get a chance, who would you be so nervous to meet or perform with?
I would take Eric Clapton, I guess, in that case. I think since we are losing so many of our stars and so many of our idols, Leonard Cohen also just passed away. I think, I would love to share the stage with. I've never been nervous, to be honest, because I think blues is freedom, and if you play the blues, you're never nervous.
So what do you want to play with Elvis Presley?
Because he's dead. Oh no, you mean Eric Clapton?
Yeah, Eric Clapton.
You mean Eric Clapton? Yeah. I would love to play with Elvis Presley too, but he's dead. Yeah, but because he's the man. If you say the blues, that's the man you remember, and he's done so much for that industry, for the genre of music, that it's out of gratitude also that I want to say his name.
So if you get a chance in him in some years later, so what would you love to perform with you in the hit?
Jimi Hendrix is my man. Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, we have talked much about your musical thing, and so now let's get to know more about ASM.
Why not?
So what kind of person are you?
Didn't I tell you what kind of person I am? No, I'm simple. I just have one goal in life.
So what's that?
Has to be the best. I just every single day, the thing is, the meaning of being the best is sometimes not understood, or it's taken as arrogance. It's not that. The thing is, you are evolving every single day. You're getting better every single day. The only goal I have in life is I don't want to live the same day twice.
Okay.
That's it. And I think that helps me do a lot of things.
So what do you love doing in the free time?
I do like to catch up reading a book when I can, but I think most of my books have gathered dust at this point. When I wasn't this busy, I used to love doing that. I just love, to be very honest, I just love sitting in a cafe like this all alone, drinking some coffee and just listening to music, and just finding some inspiration somewhere to make more music.
So people like mine, एकदम down point पनि आयो होला नि. So के कुराले चाहिँ तपाईलाई चाहिँ मोटिभेट गर्छ कि now I have to get up again and then do the walk and all this thing?
To keep the bigger goal in life in my vision, by which I mean, like, if I have a bad day, if I don't have a good day, and I don't feel so good and things are going against you and stuff, all I tell myself is, why am I worried about this? This thing is coming here today, it'll stay for a week and it'll go away. I have, 40, 50 years left on this planet. If I'm going to spend my time doing that, whereas I can do something positive, help somebody, or do something nice, why not do that? That's how I tell myself. Life's too short. That's what I do.
So what's the ambition for now?
Do more, get bigger. I think, I've said this a lot of times. I think the talent in Nepal, the artists in Nepal, have the quality to share the stage with international artists or any festival. I look at some of the bands over here and I go, you know what, if we had a bigger stage, and we have a very good scene in Nepal. I am blessed to have the sort of scene in my time over here. It looks so good. There are many festivals. People are doing it themselves as well. But all I have to say is, do more. We always have to do more, and I see good steps coming forward.
Are you married?
No, I'm smart.
Okay, you are smart. So, topic विचारमा छ हैन बिहे गर्ने त्यस्तो कुनै पर्टिकुलर
No, I'm kidding.
हुन्छ कि हुँदैन?
No, I'm kidding. No, it's look, life must say, if you get the right support, it's great. If you have the right person, and two मान्छेसँग, if you can get better, that's the concept of marriage people don't understand.
Okay.
The girl and the boy have to get better together because they both have careers.
Okay.
So if I get married to someone, she has to be the best in her field too, because that will motivate me to be the best as well. I mean, that's the thing that I think for us, for me particularly, so if I am getting married or about to get married, I have to know the person's ambitions and what that person wants from themselves, because there'll be 100 guys like me in her life that she can choose from as well, but I want to know if she's committed with her own future also or not. That's what inspires me and turns me on.
seems like you are very experienced and it's just the good. So have you?
Oh no, where that? No, no, what? No.
So have you ever coped with breakups in the past?
Oh yeah, of course. I have. Not well, but I've coped up with them. Not well, not that well.
Cost of experience on the like breakup with that is like what goes into your heart.
It was some time ago where I actually let someone break my heart. When you're younger, when these things happen, you don't know how to cope up with them. That's what I remember. There's a song of mine called "Don't Break" that I recorded also, and it might sound like it's a very straightforward, yeah, he can't get the girl sort of song. But the fact of the matter is, when I say "Don't Break," is if I could take a time machine and travel back 15 years and meet that 15-year-old who thinks it's the end of the world because he can't get that girl, because you're stupid when you're 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Everything is in the moment, and you think that this life sucks and you're depressed. If you can get a time machine and go back, even you or anybody in this room, if they could get a time machine and go 15 years back, they would tell themselves that everything will be fine, everything will be cool. Just don't break.
So I'm going to ask you some serious question.
Sure.
So what are the decisions you regret the most?
To be very, very honest, none. If I did something different, I wouldn't be here talking to you. And I love it, sitting here talking to you. So no regrets, none.
So who do you share your secrets with?
Well, I'm a little bit different when it comes to that because I grew up alone. Alone as in I grew up not talking to a lot of people and stuff. So the best conversation I have is with myself. So I just share my secrets with me. Nobody knows everything about me.
हम कार्यक्रम को एकदमै इन्ट्रेस्टिङ पार्टमा स्किएका छौँ.
Call me Abhishek.
Okay. अब त्यसमा चाहिँ म तपाईँलाई एउटा वर्ड दिन्छु. तपाईँले त्यसलाई चाहिँ one line मा चाहिँ डिस्क्राइब गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Nepali music industry.
Doing so great.
प्रचण्ड.
Idiot.
तरकारीवाली.
Bless social media. Bless social media.
Street acts.
It's blues and everything after the blues.
Led Zeppelin.
Inspiration.
Kamel.
Inspiration.
Rajesh Samar.
One of the most smartest persons I've ever met in my life. And I've met.
Nepali movie.
Best Nepali movie? I couldn't say there is a best one, but I can tell you that I really did like Loot. I really think that changed a lot in this industry.
Okay. Weed.
Life.
Guitar.
Also life.
ClassX Presentation.
The best. The best.
एकदमै राम्रो खेल्नु भयो यो रहन्छ हैन.
I'm pretty good at those. Yeah.
Out of 10 I would like to give you 9.
And the one is from, because I just called you one of the best, not the best. ClassX.
Basically अब हामी कार्यक्रमको अन्त्यतिर छौँ हैन. So अब यो प्रोग्राम अब जसले हेरिरहनु भएको छैन, अब एस्पायरिङ सिङ्गर्सहरू हुन सक्नुहुन्छ, अब म्युजिशियन्सहरू हैन. So what would you like to say to them?
Believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Don't let anybody tell you. They told me I would last for 1 year. Here I am. Don't let them tell you anything. Do whatever you want to do and don't listen to other people. If you do you do it honestly and you put out music honestly, it always pays off. It always does work. Trust me. That's why I want to tell you. Speak on. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.